Hey, what's up, YouTube? So, before I get into this live stream, first of all, I hope you all had a great Christmas and holidays, safe and happy New Year. Let's make 2025 better than ever. Putting business credit, of course. As you can see here, stacks and stacks of cards. Not saying I want you guys to go out and do the same thing, but that's why I've been the guinea pig for you guys. Instead of going and getting, say, this many cards, just get, I don't know, let's just say this many cards with good limits, right? And the right cards that's useful for you as a business owner. This live stream, I'm going to cover a couple of things. First of all, I just want you guys to know if anybody's tuning in right now, doesn't matter if you're one of my one-on-one mentorship students or not, how we can better things for not only people trying to build business credit, just entrepreneurs in general, how to get funding. So, I owe credit for 2025. I offer one-on-one business credit mentorship. I think I have several students here in my chat right now. I can see at least 5 or 6 right now, but don't go on to my site here and register, because this is only if I do a consultation phone call with you and I accept you. I only accept about 5% of the people that contact me, just because the chemistry and the goals have to be aligned. But if I was to accept you, I'm just going to kind of show you guys the demo. And for the students and everybody else that already saw this, I apologize. It just, there's a lot of new people coming in. I just kind of want to break down what would happen if I do accept you as a one-on-one business credit mentorship student. If I accept you, you join one of the plans for the one-on-one. I'm going to have come here. You're going to register. You're going to have your own username and password. You have to fill this out. That's so I can conduct a one-on-one audit about your business. It's going to ask basic questions. Do you have NAV Prime, NAV Boost, eCredible, so on and so forth. That allows me to do the whole audit on your business. And then after that, then you're going to notice within 24 hours that you're going to get notified of tasks. You're not going to see this many. This is just a demo account for me to show you guys. But for instance, let's say the Navan travel credit card. So I'm breaking it down very simple here. This is an older one, but we'll just click on it for example purposes. It's going to give you the instructions that I made it very simple. So you're going to actually click on that link. When you click on that link, then this is kind of the tutorial of the actual site, right? So you're going to go through all these steps just so there's no confusion at all. Do I do this with every single task? No. This is just for demo purposes. I make it very easy for you to understand what you need to do, how you need to do it. So let's go back real quick, because that's just like one example. And my mentorship is not just about business credit. It's about credibility, fundability, making sure you look 10 times bigger than you actually are for underwriters in the near future. Don't contact me if you're trying to get like 100,000, 200,000 in the next week or so. Don't contact me. Anybody that promises you have good business credit built in 30 days, that's clickbait. It's impossible. It doesn't matter if you have an 850 FICO score or whatever. It's shenanigans. Anyways, based on what I find out with your one-on-one audit that I do about your business, I'm going to tell you, hey, I want you to apply for this. You can leverage it. Roadflex gas card, or let's just say, what's another one here? The Parker card. It's a high limit e-commerce card. I'm not going to assign this to you unless you're in the e-commerce business industry. So if you're in transportation, I'm not going to assign this to you. But I break down exactly what the card is, why I want you to do it, along with detailed instructions. But let's go to something that not many people talk about. A lot of people don't understand that to get approved for good business credit lines, you need to be listed with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. So you can see here, I break that down, tell you exactly what you need to do, how you need to fill out and get listed. These are all free things. It only takes you 5-10 minutes to claim and get listed with the Better Business Bureau, Merchant Circle, Easy Local, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, chamberofcommerce.org. These are all free things to do that your business should be listed, because manual underwriters, especially the no PG ones, will look and see if you're listed in these different business directories. 100%, I can guarantee you. Well, I just don't want to say too much because there's some news coming with a lot of underwriters soon. I can just tell you that these things are very important and you should do them now. Even if you're not one of my mentorship students and you're just hearing me now, I've made other videos about this in the last 4 or 5 months. Get listed on these different main directories, not little directories, but like Google profile, Google My Business. Get listed, get those listings verified. They're free, it doesn't cost any money. These are important steps to pass manual underwriting checks like Manta, LinkedIn, Foursquare, Yellow Pages. Like these are just different tasks. I'm not saying I'm going to have you do all these all at once, but if you're one of my one-on-one business credit mentorship students, I'm going to check all this during the audit process, that first 24 hours, and check. And based on what I find about your business, if it's new or established, what I find on the secondary databases is what I'm going to assign to you. So every week I'm going to assign 5 to 7 tasks for you to do. And you need to comment on each task that you completed it. If I tell you to apply for Lowe's and I say to you in the task, apply for only 3,500 when it says how much are you requesting, don't put 20,000. I will tell you to put 20,000 if I think you can get approved for 20,000. But if you're a new business and you don't have many trade lines, the right trade lines, who cares about trade lines, honestly? And I don't care about scores either. Scores don't matter at all. You need to have the right trade lines and the right consistency. That's why with a lot of my students, they get approved the first time when I tell them apply for something, because they listen to what I tell them in the client portal. I can have 2 students today and I tell them both to apply for Lowe's. One, I may say, tell them to apply for 9,500. The other student, I may say, apply for 2,500. There's a reason why I'm saying that, okay? And there's a reason why I'm having you get Lowe's, even though you may not need Lowe's. It's to build up the interbanking relationship, say with Synchrony. Like I've said this so many times over and over, but I just have to keep on repeating it because there's so many people that are just tuning in that say are watching live or going to watch this replay. With business credit, there's no one size that fits all. That's why business credit courses are almost irrelevant nowadays. It was pretty straightforward before, even 4 or 5 years ago. But nowadays, all these other people offering business credit courses, you're better off just watching some of my videos for free, doing that, and you're going to get the same benefit. But to get the best chances for approval, watch my free content over paying Credit Suite $1,500 or $2,000 for a bunch of links, and half of those links are broken. There's just no point in. If you don't want to waste time and you want to get right to the point and you want one-on-one based on your goals and your situation, then just text me. Text me now, 937-423-9954. The number's down below. And then we can do a consultation even tonight after this live, or tomorrow or later this week. And, we can see if you're a good fit for the program or not. But the minimum is 12 weeks commitment. It's 12, 16, 26, and 52. Depends. That's optional on how long you want to do the mentorship for. But I don't do it 1 month like other people. 12 weeks is really the minimum to get good results. Now, I'll get over and answer questions, and then you guys put any questions in as well. I'll get to those. So I'm going to regurgitate this. Which of the 3 acts you prefer us to get? Like I said, definitely get the fair figure. The link should be in the description below. If it's not, or in the video description. So fair figure, NAV Prime, and eCredible. Get those. If you haven't got anything else yet, get that. And even if you already have others and you already started building up business credit and you have one or the other, doesn't matter. You should still have all 3 of those: fair figure, NAV, and eCredible. Those are great tools in your arsenal. Hey, Stan. Hey, Josh. This is Stan. Happy New Year mentorship. Yeah, he's a new student. Just joined the mentorship. Appreciate you also joining the mentorship. Game changer. For sure. All these students will come back months from now and I'm sure tell you guys how things have changed so much. Okay, if you have all 3, then you're good. That's like you have the foundation, but you should still get registered with basic like Google profile, Yahoo, Bing, Chamber of Commerce, U.S. Chamber, Merchant Circle, Manta. These are all free things that doesn't cost anything to do. If you're in my mentorship program, then I'm going to tell you exactly which ones to do, but you can do those yourself. Like I've made several videos about those. Those are things that, if you don't want to do the mentorship, you can do that yourself. It's not a problem. What's up, Doc? How many years does it take for LLC to look non? That's a weird question, Doc, but no, actually, no. As long as it hasn't changed state registrations, it doesn't matter. Like, that's why I said things have changed so much with business credit. As long as you have paid your annual fees with your state, then 7 years is fine. It doesn't matter. Like, they're not seeing your business bank account, so they don't know those things. Especially for like Synchrony and traditional underwriters, they have no idea if your business has made money or not made money. So that's kind of irrelevant. The only ones that would make a difference too, it does to get, say, the no PG funding credit lines, like say Divvy, like the fintech ones. They base basically most of their approvals on the last 90 days of the business bank account activity. So if you don't have business bank account activity, you could still get approved if you have good personal credit, even being no PG, because they would just do a soft pull like Debbie or Bill would. So I just want people to understand too that there's a misconception out there that business credit lines, if they ask for your social security number, then that means it's going to be PG. That's not true at all. Like 9 out of 10 times you have to give your social security number as the business owner, but that does not mean that it's personally guaranteeing. Okay. The only time it's going to be personally guaranteed is if they tell you, and it's usually pretty bold at the bottom when you give your social security number, it's going to say it's personally guaranteeing. But no, it doesn't necessarily look bad. They don't see things like underwriters don't see as much as you think they see. And one of these days, I'll try to show you my Equifax backend as an underwriter for my other business, so you guys can kind of see what an underwriter sees when they pull a business credit report. They definitely don't care about scores, I can tell you right now. Speaking of that, here you go. So that ugly, I'm just going to call that ugly, even though the picture's not ugly, but I just going to say that ugly, whatever you prefer. But 80 paydex score, it doesn't matter if it's a 99 paydex score, a 100 paydex score, or a 10 paydex score. It means nothing to me, and it means nothing to 99% of all underwriters, nor does any business credit scores. And the reason I say that is honestly, you could start a new today, get Fair Figure, eCredible, Nav Prime, and let's just say a net 30 vendor that's a real net 30 vendor that's not charging fees or whatever, like say Uline or Granger. And I don't even want to say Granger because their reporting is kind of spotting. It's only to Dun& Bradstreet, but Uline reports directly to Dun & Bradstreet. But say you got those 2 reporting cycles, so 60 days later, you would have an 80 to 90 paydex score and an 80 to 90 Experian Intel score, and probably around a 500 to 520 Equifax score. Credit safe, you'd probably be up there around 70 or 80. But then go and try to apply for actual business capital, business funding. You're not going to get anything unless you can show your business is generating a lot of revenue, gross. So if you're pre-revenue or you don't have a lot of revenue coming in, like honestly, these scores mean nothing. Like you can manipulate scores so easily. It's not a hard thing to do. So I couldn't tell you how many people come to me, text me for consultation, and they say, Josh, I have a 90 paydex score. I have a 95 paydex score. I have a 80 or 90 Experian Intel score. Why are you contacting me then? Like the reason they're contacting me is because they know they can't get approved. They've tried to get approved and they can't, because a score means nothing. A score is just an algorithm in consideration a few factors. So it's like easy to manipulate something if you know the math. That's kind of what all these other people on YouTube are talking about on business credit. They teach you how to get 80 paydex score or good business credit scores, but this good business credit scores aren't like having a 750 or 800 personal FICO score. Like, it means nothing, honestly. A 90 PATIC score is not equivalent to even a 500 FICO score on the personal side at all. Scores on the business credit side only matter when you have consistent trade lines with consistent reporting data for a minimum of 90 days. It's a quarterly payment trend that matters. It's continuous trades, continuous payment experiences. So that's what actually matters. And that's why with my mentorship, that's what I have all my students do. I don't have you go after get as many trade lines as you can. No, why? It looks fishy anyways. It looks suspicious if you have a whole bunch of trade lines and they're not being used. Like they're only being used once a year, twice a year. Like it's pointless. It shows that you're trying to manipulate. Let's not do that. Okay. It's not 2010 and it's not even 2020. Some things you can get away with a little bit differently during COVID, but so much have changed since then when it comes to underwriters kind of catching on to certain tricks. People were teaching on YouTube, not me, but others were teaching on YouTube, kind of showing you how to commit fraud with starting a new LLC. And that's not something, I will even touch on. That's why I'm picky on who I accept as students. So anybody that's honest and wants to actually build real business credit up and is not looking for 100,000 in the next week, looking for good business credit build up and could get 300, 500,000, a million over the next, say, 90 to 180 days, or even 2 years down the line, then you should contact me if you want to go in the right direction. Text me 937-423-9954. It's up to you, honestly. So, I mean, I get 10, 20 people a day contact me for consultations. And I would say 50%, they're just looking for quick money. And those consultation calls, they only last for about 5 minutes. I make it very short and let the person know. Like, just because I have the Centurion Black Invite Only American Express card, don't contact me if you just want to get that card, because I don't suggest anybody get that card. It's not even a good card. I have it just because I was the kind of the guinea pig and stuff. There's other cards that are way better. Just to let you guys know, you don't need good personal credit to build up business credit. However, it does help. If you have like 650 or higher Experian personal FICO score, then it's going to make your business credit journey a lot easier than if you have, say, a 550. And that's not because there's personal guaranteeing involved. Even the no PG ones will do, some of, not all, will do soft pulls on your personal credit. So if you just demonstrate bad behavior with finances of your personal, don't expect that you're going to get major results when it comes to business credit. Not to say that you can't get a lot of business credit if you're in that situation, because you can. I have a couple students that I did accept that they understand the situation. So I took them on and they understand that, hey, I'm not God. I can't work miracles. They join the mentorship. They have bad personal credit. And somebody with bad personal credit, when I say bad, I mean like in the low 500s. And say you're in the same exact situation as far as starting the business at the same time, say June of 2024, two people, one person that has a 550 personal FICO versus somebody that has a 700 personal FICO. But their businesses are both transportation businesses, started the same month, and they're in the same state and everything, industry codes, SNAC codes, SIC codes, all that. And they did the same exact things that I told them to do. I can guarantee you the one with the higher credit score on the personal side is going to have, after say 90 days in the mentorship, they're going to get more approvals or higher approval limits than the one with the lower personal credit score. But that's not to say that somebody with bad personal credit can't get decent amount of business credit, because you can't. But if anybody out there tells you no PG, bad personal credit, like many of these other YouTubers will have this clickbait thumbnail saying 100,000, no social security number required, and build business credit fast, perfect business credit in 30 days. They're liars. I can tell you that right now. They're liars, period. Just clickbait. They're just trying to get you to watch, to get ad rep. Realistically, if you work hard and you have bad personal credit, then you could probably get 30 to 50,000 of no PG business credit in the first couple months. And then how you use that is going to dictate how much you get after that. So I'm not going to say even with bad personal credit, you can't get $1 million. You could, depends how you use those initial credit lines. So if you use those initial credit lines to leverage to get other credit lines, then yeah, you could definitely keep stacking those and then literally turn 30, 40,000 no PG business credit lines into 500,000. No problem with bad personal credit. But it's a lot easier if you have say a 650 or a 750 FICO score. You're going to get to that 500,000 much quicker than somebody with a 550, period. That's basically what I'm trying to get at there. I'm sorry I ramble a bit too much. But anyways, you guys don't get hung up on the scores, okay? That's, I guess, my point. Brian says, what would be a minimum personal credit score to achieve before working on business credit? See, this is like one of the biggest things that I try to let people know is the wrong way to think about business credit. Even if you have bad personal credit, the whole point of building business credit is so your personal credit is less of a factor, right? So to get NAV, Fair Figure, eCredible, those don't require to have any credit score, right? So you should be working on your business credit at the same time of if you have bad personal credit or no personal credit, you should be doing both at the same time. And it doesn't cost much at all to do that. You're not doing the mentorship, just do it on your own. Doing just those tips I just told you. But don't wait until you have good personal credit to then work on your business credit. Because if you do it that way, then you're just setting yourself up for more delays and you could be missing out on opportunities because there's some credit lines on the business credit side that you could get grandfathered in before they say change underwriters or change providers or change requirements. But no, that's the wrong way to think about it, Brian. Like, you should be working on your business credit yesterday. Doesn't matter what your personal credit's like. You should still be working on your business credit yesterday. You need the age and you need to build up that consistency. Even if you're not actively building up business credit, at least get the Fair Figure premium account, NAV Prime, and eCredible. Just like that's less than $100 a month. Do that at least for 3 months straight. That's going to show some good reporting for you. And you'd be amazed what that would actually get you. Is it going to get you a 6-figure loan? No. It might actually if you start having revenue coming in. But if you don't have any revenue coming in and you have those consistently for 3 months, that can get you several other accounts that are traditional ones like say JCPenney's, Lowe's, even possibly Sam's Club. There's like 5 or 6 accounts that you could probably get just by having those accounts. Can you get them right away? No, but pretty much all my students have those accounts. They get those accounts. Even if they get denied the first time or get denied the second time, they get approved by the third time always. The whole reason for my mentorship is you kind of get to take the guesswork out. You don't have to spend the time figuring out when the right time is for anything. Yes, I'm studying that every week. Sundays or Mondays is when I typically assign new tasks to every active student. I give you 5 to 7 tasks based on what you did the week prior, and every week it gets more fine-tuned. But every week you need to spend 1 to 2 hours of your time per week, not necessarily with me, but within the client portal of the tasks that I assign to you. So for anybody that is interested, I will probably maybe do a few consultations tonight. So I typically work like Pacific Standard Time. So, if you text me 937-423-9954, I already have a couple texts that came through. But if you text me now that you want to do a consultation after the live, or you want to schedule one for say tomorrow or later this week, just text me now and then we can dial something and I'll text you back definitely tonight, and then we can go from there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover, you guys, tonight. If anybody is interested in my one-on-one business credit mentorship, just text me that number 937-423-9954. Free consultation, doesn't cost anything, and then we can see if it's a good fit for you or not. You're not going to talk to an employee or anything like that. You'll talk directly with me, at least text, and then we can dial something in either for later tonight or later this week, tomorrow, and then we can go from there. But if you're just tuning in, I would advise you to watch the replay, go back and watch what I talked about, because I gave a lot of good free advice out. And definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because I do have several new videos I am dropping for 2025. The Get Business Credit YouTube channel is going to be changing quite a bit from the last year. The last year, I didn't put out much content as much as I normally did in prior years, because I went through some brain surgeries for my early onset of Parkinson's, but things are better now. So good thing for that. But anyways, with all that being said, you guys, appreciate your time, and let's make 2025 great. And if you guys want to achieve like this, just put in the hard work. That's all you have to do. You don't even necessarily need to do my mentorship. I mean, here you guys go. There's my black card. Here, let me take it out. Again, this is not a card you should try to get, because it's more of a flex card. You know, there you go. There's my Centurion black card. It has the focus. Anyways, but I was not even with American Express more than 14 months. Now I have almost every American Express card known to existence. I don't want to say all, but I have like 12 American Express cards, personal and business, but didn't have all that before. But I've been building business credit up for my own businesses for, I would say, since 2002 or 2003, but never started teaching it until I realized it was a problem with the bad information being put out there online. With all that being said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, and all notifications turn on. Okay? You guys take care. Thanks again for tuning in. Bye-bye.